What if I told you the CIA used psychics to spy on places they couldn't physically reach? It sounds like science fiction, but it was a real, top-secret program called Project Stargate, and the most mind-bending story from it happened before the project even got its famous name. The year is 1973. A man named Ingo Swann, a talented artist and psychic, sits down for an experiment. His task: to use his mind to visit a place no human had ever seen up close, the planet Jupiter. NASA's Voyager probe was still years away from reaching it, so nobody knew what it truly looked like. Swann focused and began to describe what he saw. He mentioned the swirling clouds, the immense size, but then he saw something that frustrated him. He sketched it out. A ring like Saturn's, but faint, made of what he called crystal-like particles. At the time, every astronomer and textbook agreed. Only Saturn had a ring. Swann was disappointed. He thought his psychic vision was a complete failure. Just his imagination running wild. He put the drawing away, and the world moved on. Fast forward 6 years to 1979. NASA's Voyager 1 probe finally reaches Jupiter and starts sending back the very first close-up images of the giant planet. And there, stunning the entire scientific community, was a faint, dusty ring system, exactly where Swann had described it. How was this possible? The technique Swann used was called controlled remote viewing. It wasn't about going into a mystical trance. In fact, it was designed to be as scientific as possible, to prevent the psychic's own brain from making things up. They were never told what they were looking at. This is called a blind target. Instead of saying, "Describe the Kremlin," the handler would just give them a set of random numbers, like a coordinate. The remote viewer would then have to describe only basic sensations: textures, colors, sounds, smells, and shapes. They'd say things like hard, gray, tall, angular without knowing they were describing a building. By piecing these raw sensory details together, intelligence analysts could often identify the target with startling accuracy. The success of these experiments and Project Stargate suggested something profound about the human mind. It hints that our consciousness isn't strictly locked inside our skulls. It might have a non-local ability, a way to access information from anywhere in space and time, almost like a quantum computer. All we have to do is learn how to quiet our logical, everyday mind, and let that deeper perception come through. The story of Ingo Swann and Jupiter-S rings remains one of the most compelling pieces of evidence that there is far more to our reality and ourselves than we currently understand. Thanks for watching. If you found this as fascinating as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries.